Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eva and I'm doing lifestyle, motherhood, homesteading and homemaking videos. And today I am coming with the topic of a large family. So everything in my mind, 3+, 4+, and the stigma around those big families. And just wanna like deep down into it. Perhaps you are expecting, another child and you are worried that you're not going to be able to divide your time and resources and love between, multiple children, and you kind of looking for reassurance and all of that. So I am expecting baby number 4. I have 2 girls and a boy, and the 4th is also a boy. So I think I belong to the large family kind of category, even that I think that 4 children, it's not even that many. It's not 7, 8, 10, it's just 4. But I got a lot of comments when I announced my pregnancy that it's a little bit insane and crazy to have that many children, because how you can divide all your love and everything, and finances aside, right? I think that's the people's main worry, but there are also other aspects of that. So I wanted to talk today about large families, the benefits, the pros and cons, and let's dive right into it. So here are the things I read on social media mostly that prevent people from having more than, let's say, the traditional 2 children. And the main things are obviously dividing the love, the time, the attention, and the resources between many kids. As we see, those are my observation. Families with like 2 kids, they usually can travel more, perhaps to like exotic places, right? On the plane, it's like plane tickets are so expensive. So like I definitely can relate to them. As for my family, we are going to buy a camper and travel that way, perhaps to US or all around Canada, and that's the way of going forward. That's the sacrifice we have to make when we decide to have so many kids. And by the way, I don't think that 4 kids it's that many kids, but it's more than the average too, right? So this is definitely something to think about, and I think that's the people's objections against having more than 2 kids. You need bigger vehicle and etc, etc. But what I have noticed in those small families, you have all the time, you only have 2 kids, you have your career, and sorry, I had to go for a second. Anyway, what I was saying, I noticed that the small families, they tend to put their kids in multiple activities outside the home, very often more than 1 or 2 activities. So they are constantly out of the house doing something, and honestly, the parents don't even spend a quality time one-on-one with those children, even when they say they do, because of those distractions everywhere. Get the kid out of the house and put as much on them as possible, so you have time to yourself, right? You occupy your child with other stuff. And here is the thing, when you have multiple children, they have each other, they don't even need you as much. So my older daughters, don't bite me, my older daughter's 7, she's gonna be 7 next month, and the other one is 5.5. I don't even see them during the day, they're just with each other all the time, and they do require me to spend some time with them at the end of the day. So before bedtime, we have the thing that I am spending time 15 minutes with each of them in their own bedrooms. And we are lucky that they don't have to share bedrooms, so they do have their own space if they want to, because they sometimes can get onto each other because they have completely different personalities. So I'm definitely happy that they do have the space if they wanted to. But anyway, I do give them the one-on-one time before bedtime, the 15 minutes where we can talk about whatever they want to without distractions. And that seems to be enough, honestly. Sometimes they buddy me to play with them, with their dolls and stuff. I don't really like to do that. I don't like to play pretend. I have my own things to do and my own responsibilities. So at least they have each other, right? My son, he still needs me a lot, but he can play independent pretty well, and he really wants to be involved by his younger sisters, but they sometimes reject him because he's too young and he's a boy, and you know, he still wants to like destroy their stuff or take their stuff. So there is a little bit of tension sometimes. That's why I'm happy that I'm actually having a second boy for him, for this little guy to play with. Oh my god, there are so many sounds today. That's my husband right now. Just wait a second. Okay, he's gone. Crazy. And also, what I have also noticed that now in those small families, there is a lot of depression, loneliness, suicidal, right? Like those kids need other kids so much that they form those friendships and not necessarily with the right kids. Sometimes get pulled into something very dangerous to them. And that's definitely something that, you know, kids in small families are prone to do, because they need those interactions with other people. And again, if you have a sibling, you can just talk to your sibling, you can form this friendship with your sibling. Didn't you hear that noise? My son is playing with some toy. I hope it won't be a problem when I start editing. You're just gonna hear that. What is he doing there? I put him in the crib so he's, you know, out of the way. So summarizing what I have said so far is that just because, you know, you have less children and you can give them more attention doesn't guarantee that they're going to be fulfilled and happy and all of that. As I said, the rise of suicidal and the depression and, you know, mental health problems in kids, it's definitely alarming, and there must be a reason for that. Things just don't come out of nowhere. There must be reason, and social media may help, but I don't think so it's exactly why is this happening. And that being said, I am the only child in my family. My mom had me when she was very young, and you know, I left the house. I actually moved across the ocean. I'm from Europe. You can hear probably my accent. So now my mom is alone. Like, there is no one there, and she barely knows her grandchildren. She only knows her from pictures and conversations and seeing them once every 2-3 years. But you can't really build any strong relationship, you know, if you only see someone every few years. So that's a little bit sad. I'm pretty sure she wish she could have more children, but to me, growing as a one child, I remember when I was little, you know, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, I wanted a sibling, and then as I grew older, I got a little bit selfish, and I knew I would have to share. And right now, I don't know, I think it would be cool to, you know, have a sister perhaps, and to talk to someone and share the life experience. But it is what it is. I can say either way, that it's like horrible that I am the only one, or it's amazing that I am the only one. It is what it is. If I had like 7 siblings, I don't know, I think it would be definitely very interesting. Oh, my husband is coming back. Seriously, I cannot make this video today. So many distractions. Anyway, let's talk about the benefits of having more than one child or 2 children. This is how I see it. So, first of all, the children are learning responsibilities. It's okay to ask your child to help with the younger sibling or around the house and stuff like that. And I think If you have big family, you do need those extra hands sometimes, because there is more cooking, there is more cleaning, there is, you know, so much more household things to do. And if you have, you know, a little bit older kids, they can definitely help. And this is not abuse, okay? Because often it's seen that a sibling taking care of a sibling as of a parenting that child, and that's not true. Of course, you are the primary caregiver, and it's your responsibility to look after the younger kids, and not just use the older kid. But you know what, if you have to do something around the house for 15 minutes and you don't want to take the toddler with you because it's not safe, whatever, it's okay to use the older child to do it. That's what I am doing with my 6 years old. Even like, hey, go and play with your brother for like 10 minutes, okay? And that's okay. They don't necessarily want to sometimes, but you know, life is not just butterflies and whatever I want to do, right? It's also learning to give and be not selfish, to take care of others. Like, if you just keep giving, then other people will also be giving to you. You know, it just grows in circle, that selfishness and only me, my emotion, me feeling comfortable all the time. It's definitely a problem. And yeah, but that's like topic for like another day. So that it's the first thing, that the kids are learning responsibilities. They learning how to take care of each other. Big skill. I didn't know growing up anything about children. I have never been around little kids. I don't know even how did they end up with 4 children if I am not exposed to them as an early age. Anyway, so that's this. And also, they have each other for life, right? They may not like each other, they may be growing apart from each other, but I also think that you as a parent have a lot of work to do in this area to make sure that they will stay with each other. So if you prioritize family, if you give those children your time, your attention, and your love, and you show them how, you know, family should function, then they're going to be okay. Of course, once they are older and they move out of the house and get, you know, married and have their own children, they are no longer part of your family, not in the sense they're building their own family, and that's the purity for them. But I think if they are close to their siblings, it will remain that way, right? We don't want them to get jealous of each other. We want to treat them all as even as possible. But you know, we can just hope that they will love each other as an adults. So I think this is it. I hope I did not miss any important points, because this video is important, and I think we should talk about having big families and normalize big families more, because I think, yeah, people are really stuck in this idea that if they only have 1 or 2 children, then they can give them everything the kids they need. But more often than not, it's not true at all. The kids are spoiled and selfish, and they can't regulate their emotions at all. It's just a disaster. You know what's going on with today's kids. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope I will see you with my next ones. Bye guys.